Hello and welcome back to another episode of Smoking Boots Podcast. My name is Devin. I'm joined here with my buddies John Tyler and Jason Anderson. We're pretty excited to start off week 2. We got a bunch of things written down, got a bunch of feedback the past week, one of which we finally got 3 microphones. Well, we had 3 microphones last week, but we got 3 microphones connected, synced on a mixer. So hopefully this sounds a lot better in your ear holes, in your car, your headphones, whatever you're listening to us on.
That's the hope.
That is the hope. How we feel about another episode, boys?
Pretty excited. Again, 10 o'clock, which was not the goal, but it's fine.
But I'm a trooper. I'm here for the long run, so we're gonna stick it out tonight again.
Yeah,
that's right.
So we got a pretty packed episode. I think Jason's got a couple points he hit us with this week. Well, hasn't told us what they are, but he's got a couple things he wants to mention. I got a couple things written down in my new notebook planner here. I guess first you want to open us up with a little prayer and we'll get into it.
All right, let's pray. Father, we thank you for today. We thank you for the opportunities to come together, Lord, as 3 believers and just talk about our day, talk about our lives, and share it with others, Lord. We ask that you help us to use this platform to honor you, Lord, and that it ultimately, in the end, spreads your word and can lead people to you, and just so they can join you and follow you. Lord, we just ask that you help us to keep our minds focused on you and be with us as we go through this episode, Lord. We love you in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. So, anybody else get any other feedback last week? I know I was told to stop playing with water bottles, which I've switched that out with a phone charger block now, but we'll try
to open this since you have it on a stand?
Yeah.
Okay. Wasn't terrible.
Yeah, I was told I was super quiet, so we're right up on the microphone tonight.
The mixer should hopefully be a big help with that. We get it on the floor so the table looks nice and pretty. I'm sitting here watching the end of the U.S. Open on the back of Jason's laptop. I don't think he knows that.
I thought he would have turned it off.
I had no idea.
There's only like 2 holes left watching last couple groups finish, but anyway, yeah, we had it's pretty good feedback. I think a pretty good bit of listeners, a lot of our friends and family and things like that all tuning in. Hopefully listened to the whole thing, got a lot out of it. I did hear that some people liked our topics and our ideas, so that's good. That's a positive. I would also like to, I guess, officially name our boys over at Sunday Broadcast, our fellow churchgoers who started a podcast a couple months, probably 6 months before us. They did do us a little shouting out on Instagram. We definitely appreciate that. Maybe there won't be a rivalry there.
It's a collaboration.
Yeah, we'll collab maybe around Christmas time. We get our feet wet a little bit. We do a little Christmas collab. Who knows? Make some merch. I don't know. Anyway, shout out to those guys. Give Sunday Broadcast a listen if you haven't. They are pretty entertaining as well. We're going to try to not quite follow directly in their footsteps. We're going to do our own thing, but
before we start on the topics, I had an idea. So I'm sure y'all have seen Good Mythical Morning.
Yeah.
How they do the games sometimes.
Yes.
I feel like that Coke tasting game that we did that one time would be sweet.
Yes.
Beautiful.
You know what I mean? I actually thought about that because I had one of their videos pop up on my YouTube a couple days ago, and it was they do a thing now where they throw at a cornhole board. I don't know.
Oh yeah, they incorporate the darts. They do darts too.
Yeah, this one was tasting different fast food burgers, like they did Jack in the Box, McDonald's, all that stuff.
That'd be so easy.
But they tasted them all, and then they threw a cornhole beanbag at the board, and I guess some that was voting for ones that they didn't like or something like that. I didn't understand the points. I mean, I could tell that Jack in the Box was their least favorite, but yeah, I'm all in to play some games. I think that'd be sick. Come up with some
Doesn't
ideas.
need to be all that produced like
No.
that.
They have a little bit more production than
That's right.
than we have.
Saw them live once, my fiance. It's actually a pretty good show. Yeah, in Winston-Salem.
What do they do live?
Well, they just released a book, so you get, I forget the name of the book, but you get the book for free with the price of the ticket, and the show is actually really good. Don't remember what they really talked about, but
Lasting impact.
Yeah. Well, they talked about their childhood, and they had a video of where they went through their childhood home and stuff like that.
Yeah, I remember watching all their videos. Did you guys watch their videos in youth group growing up? We would open with some of their videos, their songs and stuff a long time ago. You
Yeah,
remember
to
that?
be more specific on the songs.
Like Rhett and Link is what they used to go by. You know what I'm talking about? I'm blanking on like
I
some of
remember
the
a
videos,
ton
but
of Skit Guys, Tim Hawkins.
yeah, we used to watch some of their videos in youth group growing up. I think they got a lot of songs. Anyway, yeah, shout out to our boys at Sunday Broadcast. Give them a listen. Jason, I'm kind of excited to hear your topics. I'll let you go first, and then depending on we did hear that the show from a couple people was a little too long last week, but I'm sorry you feel that way. Anyone that feels that way, we're here for a good time and a long time in this case. So
I'm just happy to actually be able to understand what Jason says.
yeah.
Yeah, apparently, yeah. I don't even have much to say that.
Hopefully you're not going up and down on the volume control as much as we were last week, but yeah,
we're
I
gonna
mean,
try and
we'll-
keep it steady.
We're
We'll
trying to
shoot.
not clap as well.
yeah, I'll try. I got excited. Made a point and clapped once or twice last week. I'll try to stop doing that. But anyway, yeah, we'll let you kick things off here. We'll shoot for like an hour-ish. It's
Time we
late.
start like 10:15.
Yeah, we're only at 6 minutes right now.
It's 10:22.
10% of the way through the podcast already. It's wild to think about. If you aim for an hour.
I'm not opposed to overtime, but we'll shoot for an hour. We'll give you guys a little short episode this week, shorter episode, before we go on like a 2 or 3 hour marathon next week
Right.
with a potential first guest.
TBD.
Yeah. Anyway, go ahead, hit us.
So, this past week we had the women's. Ooh, nice! Wow.
Hopefully that's
We went
hopefully
from-
that's far
we
enough
went
away from the mic.
clapping
It wasn't
to-
that big of a spike.
Okay.
smashing a chair. So we had the Women's College World Series this past week, and the Oklahoma Sooners,
Boomer sooner.
they finished the year 61-1, went with only one loss to Baylor on February 19th, and they went 4-3. Now I saw an interview. I don't remember
4-3 in the playoffs, you mean?
That's who they lost to. They lost 4-3 to Baylor, so they only lost by one run. And
But it was
their
like
only loss-
it was like 50 something straight games.
yeah,
that
it
they
was a
won, right?
lot, but they only lost one.
That's still incredible numbers for any sport like that.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, we've heard the great streaks, but what struck me was they interviewed a couple of the, I guess, captains of the softball team, and they really spoke out about Christ. Like, gave him a large shout out in every interview, was saying their kind of motto was eyes up. And they're like, yeah, you see people on TV, like in baseball and other sports, they point up and do the whole signal, but like they're saying is eyes up, specifically pointing to like what we do down here is not for us or through us. It's all
Right.
through Christ. And I was like, that, especially on that kind of a stage, like it's just random when you get, it's sad that it's random, but you get random sport athletes giving a shout out to Christ when in reality he's the focus of everything. So I thought that was cool. And then you just look at the sheer physical fact of being able to win 61 games and only lose one and not getting complacent.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I remember in high school that
That's-
was
Because usually people get on a big winning streak like that and they start chilling. You know, you get up big, you start chilling, getting lazy, and things happen.
Don't
So
think you got to work as hard.
right. So that's very impressive to stay disciplined like that. But I also love to hear them bringing a message through their game like that because there's a lot of disheartening things in the world right now.
yeah, especially right now. Because I mean,
I'm sure some of them
honestly
catch hate for it too, but
Oh, 100%.
so sorry.
I read through the comment section, and it was all pretty much love, it seemed like,
Yeah.
for it, which was nice to not see people dogging them in the comments. But, I mean, even like when you think about the college football playoff, I don't know how many teams have done it. I think only a couple teams have done it undefeated this year. Or not this year, like, since the college football playoff's been established.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think it's hard to keep a team motivated for, let's see, so that would be, there's 12 weeks in the season. I think 15 or 16 weeks you've got to stay after it, getting
Grinding.
after it
Mm-hmm.
every single day, every single game, and be on point.
Yeah.
And survive the one game that you should blow someone out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Also, shout out to women's softball. We've been playing some softball lately here locally. We've completed our second season now. I think I mentioned last week, but probably going to do a summer league. But slow pitch softball is a great time. I didn't grow up playing baseball, but softball, slow pitch softball has been very fun. I couldn't imagine that ball coming at me at, I don't know how fast women throw, I'm going to be honest, but I'm going to say 60, 70 miles an hour maybe, something like that.
Yeah, I don't know if they're
Not a
hitting
chance I'm
80.
hitting it. I don't know.
I don't know if they throw an inside rise ball if I'm catching that.
Yeah, no, I don't know. If we have any listeners, women listeners that play softball, let us know how fast that thing's going. Because I also would like to think that I could hit a MLB baseball coming at me, but there's no chance.
No, there's no chance.
There's no chance.
What?
You give me.
There's one.
I do have to interrupt real quick. I just saw a notification that scared me from ESPN for a second. This says, breaking news right now, Ray Lewis III has died at the age of 28. I read that and thought Ray Lewis died, and I was like, wow, we've got some breaking news on the podcast. Regardless, sad news about his son. Praise to that family, but just had to shout that out. That just popped up on my phone. I was like, wow, I had a mini heart attack for a second. I was like, Ray Lewis is like 40-something. But anyway, yes.
How many pitches do you think it would take you to make contact and get a single? And with the Major League Baseball pitcher throwing
Like
95 miles
Max
an hour.
Scherzer pitching at me?
95 miles
Max
an hour.
Fried?
Bunting or like you got to make
you
someone
gotta-
swing?
I could
you
lay
gotta
up.
get it. You've got to hit a blooper into
Like a base hit.
Yeah, base hit. Not an error. Like it's got to like get through.
Yeah.
I mean, if you swing in the box, statistically, it's
Well,
you're gonna hit it eventually.
we had this discussion once not too long ago, and it depends. Like, is he like pitching an inning at me, or is he giving me the same ball each time?
I'd say to
Like,
start out.
If he's mixing it up and I just have unlimited strikes, like let's say he's trying to get 50 strikes on me and he's mixing up pitches, I don't know.
how many are you swinging at?
Me personally,
All of them.
I'm awful at that, at judging that kind of stuff. So if let's say he pitches 50 balls at me, I'm swinging at 47 of them. Like, you know,
The one time I didn't swing a softball, I got struck out. I was so upset. And that was back when we had so many people on the team. You only batted once.
yeah. I don't know.
You remember that?
Yeah.
I was so upset. I knew it immediately too.
Well, I mean, I hate to sound conceited, but like I'm pretty athletic. Like I would like to think that, like I'm the kind of guy, if I play a sport for like a little bit, I can kind of figure it out, and I feel like I can stay afloat. You know, I'm not necessarily going to be the best one on the field or court, whatever, but I can hang. And I would like to think that out of 50, Lord willing, not 100 pitches, I would like to think I could lay one down.
And that's strikes. 50 strikes. I mean, that's not including all the balls that you miss.
Yeah. No, he's
Because like if you swing a miss, that's a strike.
yeah.
So, I mean, you're saying you're only getting 53 pitches.
No, I don't know. I'm just saying if he's not throwing a changeup at me every single pitch. Like he's pitching,
Yeah, fast.
he's moving the ball around. He's throwing balls, strikes, all 4 or 5 pitches that he's got. Dude, I don't know.
I say you give me.
I would like to say 1 out of 50.
I need to
I
watch
think that's fair.
2 fastballs, and then I think I
Which
get.
one? Which one you think you want to swing on? Fastball?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
One that's not moving.
Yeah.
That way you can just know you've got to get on it.
I know there's gonna be one hanging curveball, and I'm gonna like lick my lips, and I'm gonna swing out of my shoe
Oh,
and fall down.
He's going to do a corkscrew into the dirt. So I looked it up. It says on average, college softball girls pitch. The average pitching speed ranges from 58 to 65 miles an hour from all divisions. So I guess that's all the way from D3 or JUCO to D1. So I mean, I don't
Sounds like a meatball, and we're going yard. No, I'm just kidding. No, I don't know. Do we know any?
to any
Do we
of
know
our
any-
softball listeners, if y'all can pitch, me, Devin and John Tyler, I would think, would like to go out to a field and try our luck against a rise ball.
Yes, we'll go to the local field here, and I would love to try. I don't know. I would like to think that I would
And
be
I 100%,
successful.
if I strike out, you have full permission to make fun of me.
Yeah, you can make fun of me.
I feel like I'd want to watch a couple first. just because I
Yeah.
had no idea what, you know what I mean?
For sure. For sure. But
Just speaking on sports, shout out Nike for doing a pickleball drop this
yes.
week.
Yes.
We've been playing a lot of pickleball. It's been a good time.
Yeah. Tyler texted us. It was like, I think one of them's a hoodie or a crew neck.
The crew neck and a long sleeve.
So they came out with a pickleball line. I freaking love that.
Yeah. I was like, I saw the paddles. I was like, oh, sick. They made paddles. I've been
That
looking
would be
for paddles.
sick. Yeah.
No, it was just black paddles, and then it's just the clothing.
I've got a crap ton of Nike stickers, Nike and Jordan stickers from working there. So we could just buy some like all black paddles. We could deck them out in Nike. Yeah.
I was looking at like the related products. They sell a $95 tennis skirt. I'm like,
Serena's just getting that thing for free.
for like 2 feet of material.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's absurd.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why does that cost more than a dry fit hoodie? You know what I mean?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, there's gonna be some high performance hoodies on there that are probably over $100, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Your average hoodie that's like $50. You got. I mean, the same with golf shirts. Like you buy a nice. I mean, I know Nike very well, obviously, but like you buy a brand new like tour Nike shirt, you know, that they're wearing on TV, and it's like $95, and that's not even. I mean,
They're fantastic, like made.
yeah, they're awesome. You go to a brand like Peter Millar, and those things are 130, 140 plus. Got a couple of pairs of their pants, and let me tell you, they are amazing. But it's also amazing how fast you see your bank account numbers go down when you start buying Peter Millar. So,
Are they better than like a Lululemon khakis, or are they just like different brand, just the golf brand?
I mean, I don't own any Lululemon khakis. I've like felt some, but I mean, by far they're the best pants that I own. The 3 colors that I have, but I mean,
That's what I think about
like-
these, and they're way less expensive.
like I would say they're absolutely worth the money. I try and buy them when they're on discount, having like a season sale or something like that. They're
those the-
absolutely worth the money. Now, should I pay that? No. And
Are those the red ones that you have?
Salmon.
They're
Yeah.
not.
Yeah,
red.
I've got a salmon pair. I've got a kind of like electric blue.
That's right.
You like
color.
to stand out.
Yeah. Everybody at
Flamingo.
work's like,
Flamingo.
man, I can see you coming from way down the hallway. I'm like, I'll make sure I'm seen, you know. And then I had a black pair. The black pair is actually a little small, so I need to get another pair of those maybe one day. Caroline, hope you're not listening. Yeah. What was your second?
So we're gonna stay with the topic of sports and go. I can't pronounce this dude's name. He just broke the 2-mile record. He's from Norway. So he's actually the Olympic 1500 meter champion, and his name is Jacob Ingebrigtsen.
You should have
What
just said a
country-
letter.
what
Should've
country
said a
we
letter.
think that is?
Jacob I. He's from Norway.
Oh, you said that. I was
Um,
about to have you guess, and you'd have been way off.
He ran 2 miles in under 8 minutes. He clocked in at 7 minutes 54 seconds and I guess a tenth. I don't know what that second section of seconds is. But,
And then there was a time when people didn't think you could run 1 mile under 4 minutes.
I mean,
you know?
he's clocking this thing up. I wish they'd tell me his breakdown, like if they could lap it. I want to see if I can find it.
I imagine those guys are like almost the same speed the entire.
So
Like they've got
Is
it
that-
down to a science.
is that supposed to be impressive? No, I'm just kidding. No, that's insane. Because I remember one of the last miles I ran in high school was probably like 7 minutes.
Because
I
he's
think I had-
lapping you.
I think I had one ever that was sub 7. Most of mine were like 7:30 for 1 mile.
I just got so bored doing
Yeah, he's
a
laughing.
mile on a track.
That was my thing. Yeah, I just hate running
He's
'cause I get
lapped
bored.
and finished probably the same. He's finished 2 miles after you finish one.
Yeah,
That was just mind-boggling.
that would make me so mad. I'm sitting there on like lap 3 out of 4, and I'm getting passed by this dude
Yeah.
on his like 7th. Oh, I'd be so.
It's also odd how like track and field specifically can pick an exact sport, an exact distance that they want to excel at. You know what I mean? Like they can pick like, oh, I want to be good at 2 miles, 3 miles, or do cross country, be good at 10 miles. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like
Let's see if I
It's
can look
odd.
up his splits. And
It's like
see.
respect to people that run half marathons and stuff, but like, I'd be bored out of my mind.
Oh yeah, I
Can't do it. I just. Oh well, one, and I always start getting a little cramp on the right side at like the mile
Yeah.
mark, I'm
Yeah.
starting to cramp.
You got OLD.
Now I could bike. I could bike, mountain bike, ride on the street all day.
It's weird. You were oddly unsupportive when I was talking about getting a mountain bike. Isn't that right, Jason? Do you remember that?
I remember the
Almost hater-ish, honestly.
It was.
I was a little questioning of the price point versus the amount that they would get.
$4,000 was questionable.
When was I looking at that?
That's what I'm
You
saying.
sent me that Santa Cruz
That's what
on
I'm
Facebook
saying.
Marketplace.
I was not gonna. I was just showing you what those cost.
He
I
sounded
wasn't
pretty
saying that I
serious.
was gonna buy one.
I understood what you meant. But
I got it down to as low as I can get the price point down to. I should be getting it today.
you getting a bike?
Huh?
What bike are you getting?
Getting a Trek Marlin.
Does your lady know about this?
Yeah,
Well, she
it's
just found
significantly
out.
less.
She just found out.
You what?
Significantly less than the one that she approved. So I mean,
Can we get? What are the chances we could like get little sound bits to add into these podcasts?
100%.
Because I would love some of the SpongeBob's. Like in that case, do the you what?
I feel like it can become too much very fast. There's a fine line.
Absolutely. Or sometimes like the classic. Oh brother,
Yeah.
this guy stinks.
I can't remember a soundboard that I've heard, and I was like, oh yeah, that sounds natural. Yeah, that should definitely be there. That sounds really good. You know?
No, you wouldn't want to get crazy with it.
No.
I've got. You're gonna want a full suspension bike. I'm telling you.
I don't know, man.
I'm telling you. It's. Anyway, we'll move on to the next one. This one surrounds food. And we're going out to Texas.
More in tune with food than
3
words.
points.
We're going out to Texas.
Okay.
All right. I've got
Got some
3
beef.
tabs open for this one.
Some beef.
So it's the 72-ounce steak challenge at Big Texan Steak Ranch. So the challenge.
Immediately have questions.
All right. So just listen to the challenge. All right. The entire meal must be completed in 1 hour, and if any of the meal is not consumed, swallowed, you lose. Before the time starts, you're allowed to cut into the steak and take 1 bite. If the steak tastes good and is cooked to your satisfaction, the time starts upon your
That
acceptance.
sounds fair.
The time will not stop and the contest is on, so make sure you're ready before you say yes. Once you have started, you're not allowed to stand up, leave your table, or have anyone else touch the meal.
Can't stand up.
You cannot stand up because you might. I guess you would open up more room. I guess you just have to
Does that
If I
sound
just
good?
sit really straight.
sit with good posture. I don't know if I'd be comfortable eating like that.
I feel like most meals, I sit down for an hour and don't get up. It's not the
Yeah, but you're not eating.
That's fair, but you're not putting
constantly.
down the 75, 72 ounces.
right.
You will be disqualified if anyone assists you in cutting, preparing, or eating of your meal.
Imagine if cutting is what took you out. You just couldn't cut that last piece.
My hands got sore and somebody had to cut it for me. You're done.
You don't have to eat the fat, but they will judge the amount of fat that you cut off and don't eat.
Mhm.
So, like at that point, like I feel like you just got to eat as much as you can.
So there's a T-bone? I
Uh,
imagine it's got to be.
Now, if it's a ribeye, I mean that whole thing. Every bit
I'll
of it.
show you. I'll spin the computer around.
I feel like it would not be that hard for me to eat 76 ounces of beef.
I can see like T-bone or something like that, or like a
It
strip.
includes yet.
Might be a little tough.
It's more than just a steak.
Ooh, wait. How many pounds is that?
So is it a 72-ounce steak
72-ounce steak, and it looks
plus other things?
like, yeah,
Oh boy.
Was it ounce?
ounce.
Is a pound 16 ounces?
Talking like
Talking about-
4 pounds.
More than that.
I feel like I've done it before
Or-
on a cruise, but it all came back up later that night. So
You did not do no 70 ounces?
we were at a Brazilian steakhouse, and I did not flip that coaster on stop. It was just all gas, no brakes.
Back in high school, I'd eat a pound of bacon in a sitting, like a package. And that felt like a lot.
Pray for
It
your
is a
gut.
lot.
And that's about the same fat meat percentage as like a ribeye. So I
wild.
like 4 of those. Actually, now that I think about it, 4 of those would be ridiculous. Or
That's 4.5 pounds of steak. I was a little off. But
16 ribeyes, a 16-ounce ribeye that you get at like an Outback. 4 of those. It's a lot.
and half. 4.5
But
of those.
to be fair, one baked potato would feel like you're eating more than one of those steaks.
Yeah.
So there's 11 rules, and that's only number 5. So number 6, Should you become ill, the contest is over, and you have to use their. They ask you to please use their container provided.
I was going to say, define ill. Does that mean
No, that means
calling
throwing
Ralph?
up. Throwing up.
Calling your boy Ralph?
They make you pay the full amount up front, and you will. If you win, you get a refund.
Does it have a price?
$72.
That's actually not bad.
I was expecting more, but
Less than $1 an
so
ounce.
is there a prize other than getting your money back?
But if you don't win, you get to take the leftovers.
Yeah, you win a story that you can tell for the rest of your life.
But I was going to say, so basically I get my money back, I netted 0, and I feel disgusting and have to throw up.
So based off the picture,
I've been on track.
You've got 72 ounces of steak, 3 pieces of you know how at Outback you get the loaf bread cut up in pieces?
Yes.
Yeah.
You got to eat 3 pieces of loaf bread.
Can I sub them for Texas Roadhouse rolls?
No. It'd go down too easy.
That's true. Those are super light.
I mean, it's like
Super
eating
light
Chick-fil-A
bread.
Yeah, no, you're
sandwiches.
right.
They just slide right down. A fully loaded baked potato,
It's sounding worse and worse as you're going through the
and
rolls,
then
to
a
be honest.
salad. Side salad.
Am I allowed to take the sour cream off the baked potatoes?
I think you've got.
Not a sour cream.
Like,
Yeah.
it's calories that are in the challenge. I mean, I don't know.
I mean,
here's-
I would
this
do
was
an
off-
extra
that was off
dollop
the
of butter
picture.
on the bread in place of the sour
That
cream.
was off the picture. Here's the full challenge. It says a shrimp cocktail, baked potato, salad with a roll, butter, and the 72-ounce steak.
I tell you what you'd have to start with, that shrimp. That
You
shrimp's
gotta
not
get
gonna be
that
tasting
out of
good
the
at
way,
At the
dude.
end, that shrimp is not
You
gonna
imagine eating all that, and then you got to put...
Yeah, shrimp.
I mean, I love shrimp, don't get me wrong, but yeah, that's definitely
Yeah,
got to go
yeah.
first.
So as of May 14th of 2020, this is what they have. Oh, wait, there's more.
I say I would have to finish with the salad because, like, you get the heavy stuff out of the way, and, you know, those last couple bites when you're feeling disgusting, you just eat a nice couple pieces of nice lettuce, light lettuce.
Yeah.
That might be a move.
So the nearest one, the most recent, was April 24th of this year.
Do we have an image of the person that completed it?
Yeah, we do. There's been 10,195 attempts.
Try and talk into the tip, the top of the
On
microphone.
the top of the microphone.
Yeah, that's where
Okay.
it's the most sensitive.
So this fella right here, what's his name? I just had it. James Webb.
Telescope?
That sounds. Oh, I was about to say that sounds super familiar.
He scarfed this whole thing down in 6 minutes and 28
Holy!
seconds.
Joking?
I can.
Is there a
see-
picture of him on your
I've
laptop?
got an Instagram.
How many ounces a minute, or how many ounces a second?
I don't know if we want to. I don't know if we want to play the video.
No.
You get-
no.
Well,
I can
let me
mute
see.
the
Show
vi-
me.
I
Show
can
me a
mute
little
the
snippet.
video.
Show me a little
Um,
snippet of this.
Oh, he's
I thought that was Drake for a second.
the beard.
So, and I believe there's a female that's beat this record. I'll look farther down on this. It's loading. Let me see if I can spin it back around.
It's fine. I just want to see what he looked like. Looked like a healthy enough looking dude.
Also, I'm gonna need to know if my exhaling is getting picked up into this.
You're fine.
Can I do a test?
Sure.
Everybody, skip ahead 10 seconds if you don't want to hear this.
Do it again. Barely.
And that's harder than I've been doing it. So
You're fine.
okay.
So that's not even the fastest. This was just the most recent. The fastest was done by a woman named Molly Schuler, who beat Webb by more than 2 minutes. She finished in 4 minutes and 18 seconds.
Good
Now,
lord.
I don't have a picture of her, but
You thought you were a tank.
yeah, I ain't a tank.
She's got to win it and then immediately go throw up.
But you can't do it because you don't win. She won it.
No, I mean like after.
Oh yeah, after
Like
you
out
go
of the car. We
home.
speed dial. Ralph.
I just thought that's mind-boggling. Like
Oh, it's absurd. That's
4
4 or 5 pounds. worth of
minutes and 18 seconds.
food. Yeah. 5 pounds going down your.
I mean, you're
throat
doing
and-
more than a pound a
That's
minute.
that's with no
A
drinks.
pound of food in a minute. You can't drink?
No, but like it doesn't mention a drink in here.
Oh, like surely she's drinking water.
But think about how much like if you drank a cup
that's
of
wasted
water, that's
time.
taking.
It's wasted time and filling space.
I mean, you look at Joey Chestnut when he's on the 4th of July. I mean, he's dunking bread in the water. And
You might could pop, depending on how big the shrimp are, you might could pop a couple of them in your mouth. Just take a big gulp of water.
She had to have been hand
Swallow
holding
them
that
whole.
steak
Dude.
with her bare hands.
Yeah, we need to see a video of this.
Got to be.
we'll have to look that up. We'll stay tuned on that one. But those were just 3 topics that I saw this past week that were just mind exploding.
I had another ethical dilemma. Not ethical. The
Ethical.
ship of Thesis wasn't ethical.
Okay.
But I was just wondering what y'all's takes were on the trolley scenario. You know what I'm talking about?
I was literally about to say, like, oh, you talking about like the grandma on the railroad tracks kind of?
That's exactly what I was talking
man.
about. So the premise is that there is a trolley on a track going toward 5 people, but if you chose to, you'd have the power to pull a lever, change the track that the trolley goes down, and it would kill 1 person. But the issue is, if you do nothing, 5 people die, but you didn't kill anybody. If you pull the lever,
I mean, technically, you just kind of watched and let them die, so I would still feel kind of bad, responsible.
well, yeah, you just
But
they got ran over by a trolley.
is that a crime if I don't pull the lever, knowing I could have done something and I just watch them die?
Crime?
Is that
No.
a crime?
Is it wrong?
Absolutely.
That's the question.
It also changes with, like, let's say that one person on the other side is like your wife or your mom. And this could also lead to another conversation we've had, but
We will not.
we'll
bring that
press pause on
discussion
that
up.
one. If it's just a random 5 people and a random 1 person, sorry, Solo.
You'd pull the lever? Oh, sorry, solo.
Sorry, Solo. Yeah,
You don't want to be accountable.
we're saving the 5 people. I
Oh,
would even flip
no,
it
I got
and then
what
flip
you're
it back so that I could say I saved the 5 people.
You would flip it to the solo and then flip it back, giving that solo some
I'm
false sense of
completely
hope?
joking.
I was like,
I was like,
I'd say,
wow,
wow,
not following
that's
the
messed up.
logic.
I'm just saying so I can get my name in the newspaper. You know, like he
It's
at
already
the last
gonna be
second.
in the
At the last second, he flipped it back and saved the 5 people. Just kidding. People are gonna think I'm awful and full of myself. Only kidding. Yeah, man. I mean, that's tough. Like if it's if it's Caroline Solo and 5 random people that I've never met. That's, of course, I would say her.
You took vows to protect her.
That's also true.
Vows before
You
God.
2 aren't married yet, so you can save the 5 people all you want. Man, just think about getting to heaven. He's just looking at you like, tough choice, huh?
Yeah.
Well,
That's one of those like 5-second prayers for wisdom right there.
Well, that's my thoughts. I think I'm saving the Solo if it's a significant other. What are you guys doing?
Oh man, I think it totally depends on who the solo is.
You're just getting in the car and watching, forgetting you saw 5 people laying
Yeah,
there.
if it's 5 Hitlers laying on the ground. You know what I mean?
That's also true. Like, I didn't think about that. Yeah, if it's like 5, see ya.
But then again, that
I might even would like pretend, and then at the last, like if it's like Bin Laden laying there, he'll be like, "Yeah, man, I got you," and then at the last second, just
Oh,
see you later.
brand new
Punch the
laptop.
brand new laptop.
it's fine. It's a whole metal chassis.
Yeah,
It's a tank.
But then at that point, you're the one performing the judgment on those 5 people. You know what
but
I mean?
let me tell you, the United States of America, I do not think is pressing charges on me killing Osama bin
It's
Laden.
happened worse. The worst has happened.
Now, if I'm in another country and I don't know, but yeah. Is that it for your?
That's it for me.
Your topics?
Those are my 3
That's all you
topics.
got. That's pretty solid. Good work. Where'd you get all those from? Did you just?
Reels.
That's what I was gonna ask. The steak one, I was like,
Oh,
that
that-
had to be a real.
Oh, it was a reels. The softball one was a reels. Actually, all 3 of them were from reels.
Sick.
I don't remember what day it
I haven't
was.
been getting on like TikTok as much.
I re-downloaded TikTok and then just haven't used it. Downloaded it just for the podcast.
Just to
I think it's
stay
okay.
up to date with
It's okay in small
pointless
doses.
pointless news.
That was a great idea, though. Seeing that and just jotting that down, give us some more ideas. I like that. Good stuff. So I talked to a member, Barrett Jones, on Instagram the past couple days about this next topic that we mentioned last week, and he heard on our podcast last week and was like, "You absolutely have to talk about this." You probably already know where I'm going. We talked about it earlier today, actually, but that is the megalodon.
Yes.
And-
I still have the tab pulled up.
I'm sure Jason's been itching for this conversation.
Didn't Jason literally say he wanted to talk about it this week?
I did. I wanted
need
to
it.
have an ocean conversation.
Yeah, I'm in the process of transferring all my notes, and I've got like a huge notes page of things I've been writing down the past couple weeks for podcast ideas. Got to transfer them to the handy dandy notebook here. But megalodon was on the top of the list for things we got to cover, and let me hear your spiel. I mean, I think
where do you want me to start?
have you seen the Meg? the movie?
No.
I mean, if we're gonna
Gotta
base
watch
it
it.
off the Meg,
Is it new?
no,
It's probably like
couple
less than
years.
5 years old, maybe. I don't know.
You got Jason Statham in it.
Is it like a
Rainn Wilson in The Office.
Yeah,
Dwight?
old
is it
Dwight.
nonfiction? I honestly, I always.
I think that's the bet. I think
That's all.
I mean,
is it like a documentary style or?
No,
is it like
no,
a
no, no.
story?
It's like. I mean, it's like any other movie. Like
It's just like Jaws.
it's written and made
okay.
up, but pretty plausible if you ask
But
me.
I mean, I think it's very accurate to what could
Yeah.
actually be out there.
Now, as far as like the giant underwater base, I don't think we got anything like that right now. That would be sick.
There's some good shark movies. I forget.
So, basically, the premise of the movie, The Meg. There's also Barrett. Let me know. There's a second one coming out August 4th. I
The
think.
Meg?
Mm-hmm. The Meg 2. So I'm not gonna spoil the end of the movie, but in the first like 5-10 minutes of the movie, you find out how the Meg is like still here, and it seems kind of plausible. So
Just deep.
basically,
called thermocline.
it's like below a thermocline that previously they thought was the bottom of the ocean. Like you could land a sub on it, and it felt solid, like it was the bottom of the ocean. But really,
Density.
yeah,
Just a
kind of
bunch
like
of
Jupiter,
gas.
like Jupiter's atmosphere, I guess. But yeah, so previously they're like, oh, yeah, this is the bottom of the ocean, quit exploring. But I don't remember how they sunk down into it. And I'm not
They-
spoiling it because this is all the first minute of the movie. But
the Asian lady, she just kept bumping her ship down, and eventually she just
that's right. That's
popped
right.
on
So
through.
they find out that below this, what they thought was the bottom of the ocean, like thermocline, thermal layer, or whatever, is actually like the rest of the ocean. The megalodon's just been chilling down there. So
I think it was the temperatures were warmer too.
yeah,
down
like it was
there.
warm, it could survive, it was hanging out, and I'm like, this is actually kind of. I mean, I don't know. I haven't been.
How
To
would
the,
the temperature be warmer?
I don't know.
Thinking way too much into
I'm
it.
not a
I'll
scientist.
double-
thinking
I'll
way too
double
much into
check
it.
on that.
Can you just let us enjoy the megalodon?
Go for it. I'm not anti. I'm for
So
sure not
I
anti.
mean, regardless of this, I was like, there's a small chance that it could be out there somewhere. I don't know. Because you see giant whales and stuff show up with like a massive chunk taken out of the side that looks like one bite. I'm like, I don't know.
I think
Jason's convinced.
Oh, I am. I'm convinced on that and Bigfoot. Bigfoot's another topic we'll have to bring up. But I'm a big cryptid guy. I like the mythological creatures because I think they're interesting on how it was passed down from generations. But specifically the megalodon, I have a healthy fear of the ocean. I have caught
Is it the ocean or deep bodies of water?
the ocean. Well, I'm not too fond of deep lakes
I
because
mean, you go to the Caribbean, you love it. But
yeah,
I think it's not.
But you
being
can
able to
see
your
the
feet.
sharks swimming to you.
Yes, you being in water where you can't touch and can't see your feet.
Oh yeah, dude.
that's a
I'm
problem.
because I am not in my habitat.
Yeah, Myrtle Beach. That
Well, I mean,
You
'cause
seem right in your habitat at Myrtle Beach.
on the beach though,
playing spike ball
on the
and
beach part,
tidal
yeah.
ball and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
fishing.
Yeah. Now we were.
What if you were the one to catch the Meg?
What a
Dude,
fight that would be.
Be metal.
I think you're losing that 10 times out of 10.
I don't know, man. I don't know. You got to leave. You got to leave a .01%
We're talking like
chance.
four times the size of a fishing boat.
You're talking like 4 times the size of a great white shark.
Talking tons.
I don't think
Tons
you're
of
pulling
wood.
in a great
I'm
white
just
shark.
saying. I mean, if you set your drag loose enough, I mean, you can just chase him in a boat. I mean, the problem's gonna be when he dives.
Oh yeah. You wouldn't want an unbreakable line because then your boat's just going under.
You're gonna hit the jaws line. You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Mm-hmm.
The thing where they like take like a spear gun kind of thing and like shoot a tracker into it,
Yeah, that comes up in the Meg too.
Or in Jaws.
I can't remember if it was that or Avatar. They did that in Avatar.
Did they shoot the shark with floatables like in Jaws? In the
Yes.
Meg? They did. Or they could see. it
Okay,
coming?
let's not talk about the movie anymore because I don't want to ruin it.
That's
for
not.
anybody,
I mean, it's a callback basically. It's not even really a
I
spoiler.
mean, if you
I
haven't
mean, I
seen
don't think
Jaws by
it's
now,
any secret that
Jaws.
the megalodon becomes a problem in the movie.
Yeah.
It's kind of the whole point of the movie. Anyway, I have no idea what the second movie is going to be about.
I thought it was about Meghan Trainor.
the Meg. So anyway, yeah, absolutely watch that while you're working from home.
So did they all die at the
Pretty
end?
much.
Or
I mean,
I can't say. Can't say.
We can save it for the end if you want spoilers.
Let's not. Let's give them a week. We can recap in another episode.
I watch a podcast where like they'll do spoilers sometimes. They're like, just skip ahead if you don't want to listen to this, and they joke that people are going to skip ahead 5 minutes and like hit the most important part of the spoiler.
Yeah. You almost got to add that in after and be like, hey, skip to the 15:45 mark.
Right.
But if you, I mean, the Meg, it 100% makes sense because we can't get down there with humans. Our subs can't handle that deep. And there's been, I mean, we saw the shark's tooth. We talked about that being at the Titanic debris field.
Yeah.
I mean,
wasn't it a necklace that one of them had?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean,
yeah,
I think it's very possible. I mean,
I don't know if it was a full size 10-inch megalodon tooth, or if I don't know because I can't imagine you're wearing a full size tooth around their neck. It may have been a smaller baby megalodon tooth, but I don't know.
A cryptid that we should look at and maybe get back to next week. We talked about LiDAR briefly, I think, last week.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember if it was on the podcast or not. But do you know what LiDAR is?
I think it came up in the Titanic
Yeah, it was on
conversation.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, they made
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Yeah, talking about scanning.
Yeah, it like blasts radio waves or something and like scans the terrain very like particularly. And what they did was they flew these planes with LiDAR over the Amazon, and you can see like.
Dude, I saw that.
You saw that?
Or was it is where one of those pyramids are?
Was it?
The Great
Like I
Pyramids?
said, we should
No,
look
no,
it
no,
up
no.
and
Like
get
one
back
of
to
the Mayan pyramids or so.
Yeah.
We may not have seen the same thing, but I saw
And you
this.
see like channels and like channels and like obvious stuff that looked like it was paths and stuff interconnected and stuff. It's crazy.
Well,
I don't know how the scanning stuff works, but it's freaking
I mean,
sweet.
Expedition Bigfoot has proven that in the coal mines of West Virginia, they've used LiDAR to determine that that's Bigfoot's passageway in and around the mountains.
Did this come up last week? I forget.
No. It just came
I
up
feel
just
like
now.
Jason's way off base about Bigfoot. Bigfoot still being alive.
Oh, he's 100% out there. I mean,
Could you give us a sample of the Bigfoot call?
Yeah, have you seen
Maybe a little ways
Have
away
you
from the
talked to him?
microphone.
a
But
little bit away from my.
Yeah.
How does it sound right here?
it? Just go for it.
We'll cut it off there. I don't want to.
Do you think it resembles a cow?
that was really only like the first half of the Bigfoot call. You
Yeah, I
gotta
mean,
hear about.
it carries.
Next
pretty
time you
well.
see Jason in a bonfire setting, ask him, and he will gladly beat on a tree and do.
Oh yeah, I'll do. I've
Bigfoot call
I've
for you.
got Bigfoot knocking sticks in my toolbox on my
Mhm.
truck just for that.
Yeah.
It's the tree part that I remember more than the actual call.
Hey, I'm just saying, all y'all gonna eat your words when they find Bigfoot.
Yeah, I'll eat them then.
I opened
I'll
up my
stay
notes.
right where I am now.
I opened up my notes to make a note for something to talk about later, and it's gone.
But the Meg, I mean, Barrett, thank you for your interest in the Meg. I'm glad we share that interest in the Meg because
Yeah.
that's the ocean is fascinating.
The
We
Meg
DM'd
is so
like-
much.
We
Go ahead.
we DM'd like all day on whatever day we posted the podcast, Tuesday, I think.
Mhm.
Yeah, whatever day we posted it, we DM'd like that whole day. He listened to it. We're talking about the Meg on Instagram.
Hey, they do follow us, and the only other people they follow are the people on the podcast. Something special.
I mean,
Yeah, special
because like
connection between the two.
I've caught a shark, a decent sized shark, off the sand, and
There's no chance you're catching that.
I mean,
Even
I'm
hooking it.
not even worried about catching. I'm just thinking like when I put that fish back in the water,
Mhm.
I was petrified because I was between it and its habitat.
Did any of you see this video of the guy that got eaten by the shark this week?
You mean the whale?
No.
No, I tend to skip those videos.
Oh yeah, because
Dude, it's like in distance that we swim at the beach. I
Yeah.
mean, he's in like
Oh, it's like hip.
he's in like
It can be at,
shoulder
hip.
deep water and gets mauled by like a bull shark. It was
What a terrible topic to talk about in the summer. People are like going to the beach next
Dude.
week.
like I mean, I've seen a lot of like videos that make me cringe like that. This was the most horrific, like terrifying thing I've ever seen. I'm not gonna go into too much detail, but
healthy fear of the ocean
rightfully so.
for that reason. alone.
Rightfully
Slight
so.
callback. I think the Megalodon is way easier to believe in because there's way more of the ocean than land that we haven't seen. We've been all over the country.
Yeah.
And we haven't seen anything that.
Explain tree structures to me out in the middle of the Nantahala Gorge.
Seeds, birds.
Twisted
Wind.
together, broken off, and intentionally placed in a location.
You're amazed that trees are twisted in the middle of rapids? Is that what
I'm
you're saying?
talking about in the forest. Like you've got how many ever million square miles of untouched forest.
Right.
You roll up on a tree structure where you've got.
Well, how do you know
trees-
it's untouched? First of all,
Nobody's ever made it out to live and tell the
I
story.
don't know. The Olympic bomber might have gone through there. He did hide in the Nantahala Forest for a couple years,
That's
so it could have
true.
been him. But I'm with you on Team Bigfoot.
you're with him.
Thank you. See?
Man, that's one I can't get behind.
There's a lot of mountains in this country I ain't climbed. A lot of caves I haven't explored. He could be
And that
hiding
I
anywhere.
ain't going into either.
Not a single video.
The Patterson film.
Yep, Patterson film.
The what?
The Patterson film. That's all you
Patterson
need to see.
Giblin film. Do your research.
It's the best video of Bigfoot out there.
Is that like 360p or more?
Well, considering it was like in the 70s.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean, it was
whatever they filmed in the 60s or 60s or
And do you
pause.
think?
60s or 70s.
So do you think there's multiple?
It's got to be. It can't be all the way in China and here too.
They're in China.
I mean, does he have like a girlfriend? I think is what I'm missing.
I mean,
Okay.
Or a baby.
Well, yeah,
Is there a little
you gotta,
foot?
have, you gotta have baby feet.
Is there a Littlefoot?
Littlefoot was a
Like-
dinosaur TV show back in the day.
that's true.
Is he a Littlefoot?
Yeah, there's 100% little fit.
Yeah.
I forget the name of it, but I can picture
No.
it in my head.
No, I'm pretty sure it was called like Littlefoot's Adventures.
Yeah.
Which one is more plausible, Bigfoot or?
He's already said
Or
that.
I'm sorry. You're talking about the ocean and being the most unexplored thing. Which one is more plausible, Megalodon or aliens?
For the listeners out there, John Tyler has a fascination with space like I do the ocean. So he's going. His fans are screaming.
I think
right now.
space is slightly more my favorite.
Space is slightly larger than the oceans on Earth. Slightly.
Yeah, but you can breathe while you're in the ocean.
You can breathe on other planets. Yeah.
You said space, not planets. Space, you just die.
That's not what the question
We got
was. That's not what the question was.
Finally.
That's not what the question was.
I don't know.
There's planets in the Goldilocks zone, which means that it's temperature, water can be there.
And I don't mean aliens as in like an amoeba on another planet. I mean like a
Walking
I
creature.
don't know.
animal. I'm gonna say something more than like 6 inches tall. An animal.
I would say something that's bipedal.
No. Why would it need to be bipedal?
I think it would just be.
There's no reason in particular. I mean, like
Explain
A planet
bipedal for people that don't know.
a planet with more gravity, it might make sense to be on four legs. So, like, I don't know. You know?
Bipedal means walking on two legs for those
I
that don't know.
Oh, okay. I thought you were mansplaining it to me for a second.
I know you know.
We're
what
just
bipedal
saving
means.
people from opening Google while they're listening to this.
Jason just mansplaining to a broader audience. than people right here.
Well, considering Devin asked, what does bipedal mean?
I'm just trying to help anyone out.
You shouldn't answer the question.
What was the question? Because you changed it. What was the
Which
question?
is more plausible, the Meg or aliens?
I love space.
Alien?
I gotta go Meg, I think.
Alien life, as in like bacteria, or like down to that level, like
there's
cellular level.
100% that.
Yeah, that's
we
what I'm
know.
saying.
I think hasn't that already been proven?
No,
I'm sure there's been some kind of
Well, they found something on Mars.
it's not. Found ice. That might be what you're thinking of. They think that it used to not be frozen over.
So what made it freeze over?
Who knows?
Imagine not believing in Jesus and think that the solar system just placed itself coincidentally and everything works perfectly.
No, we're like in the perfect. If we were a mile closer or further away from the sun, we would not be able to sustain life on the planet.
I mean, I believe
Yeah.
in the Big Bang Theory. Personally,
Good TV show.
God said, "Let there be light," and bang, it happened.
If
Shout out
one of
to
the
my
Kevins
pops.
was listening to this for a second, they're like, we have to pull them aside on Tuesday or Sunday and talk.
Shout out to my pops for
Have a
that
little
one.
chat. On that note, I'm not going to spoil it, but I do have a topic for father-in-law Kevin Knight. Hopefully we get him on and we can have all kinds of chats with him. Maybe we can ask him about aliens. I mean, I know exactly where it's
So we're
going.
talking about dinosaurs in the beginning.
Yes.
It's
Which,
a hard topic to talk about. On a public
quick note. Yes, I know we're. What are we looking at? Like 50-minute mark? 45?
Yeah, actually, that's you're like on it by 20 seconds. That was pretty impressive.
On it. I was built for this. Oh dang, what was it? Oh, so I listened to our first episode like 2.5 times. Kind of interested to hear ourselves talk. And something that I kind of zoned out last week when you were talking about the beaver or platypus.
Right.
Talking about platypus.
Same thing with a beaver.
And how if you just saw the skeleton, like you wouldn't know that it had a tail.
Right.
I totally missed that the first time
What'd
you
you
were
think?
talking about it. No. I was just like, I think I had like written something down or I was thinking about something else and I kind of zoned out and like rejoined halfway through that conversation. And when I listened to it back on the podcast, I was like, when you mentioned dinosaurs, I was like, how the heck do we know what a T-Rex looks like, dude?
They could have been fat, dude.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Like all three of us, our bones look the exact same.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, Tyler's probably a little bit taller, in knees and stuff, but like for the most part, we all look the exact
There's
same.
not really a good way to.
Yeah.
I mean, they're probably.
You could see some bones and you would have no idea that that person died 1,000 pounds, like, so what? We just assume that a T-Rex, like, that their skin was like tight on their bones and they had no body fat or like.
I mean, obviously, you had to be, or they would have had to have been fit to survive.
I'm sure. Yeah.
But
no, that's just something that I totally miss. And I was listening to it like a couple days ago, listening to the podcast back, and I was like, that's actually a great point. Like 1,000 years from now, if platypus are extinct and somebody just finds it, they're going to be like, what's this weird, like, duck-looking thing with no tail? Like, I don't even know if the bill has bone in it.
I don't
Probably
know.
cartilage and stuff. So it'd be like, what is this little? It probably look like a dog.
I don't know if you can heal a beak.
I don't know.
I don't know.
You know.
I don't know.
Yeah,
how
that
that
was
works.
a great point. I was like, because you would just have no idea that that's what it was. I just little callback. I thought that was hilarious. Sorry, I missed it the first time.
It's fine.
But great point.
It's fine. You're probably gearing up for the next point.
Probably was.
I don't remember what that even spawned from. What conversation we were having that brought that up. It was literally a random one like offhand thought that I
I
had.
remember you saying we're on a tangent.
Yeah.
Like
Immediately
we are
after
right
that.
now.
Immediately after that.
I don't remember what it. I can look at my notes from last week. We were talking about.
Shipathesis, maybe?
We talked about we talked about Shibathesis, air conditioned LSU helmets, the Titanic. It was probably in the Titanic conversation. I think.
Each of those, it's like
No, because it was early. It was early.
You can draw.
I don't remember, honestly. I really don't remember. So since we are getting pretty close on time, I mean, we can. I don't know. Do you have a verse that you want to share? You don't have to do it right this second. I got one more kind of thing I can mention.
Mm-hmm. I can bring it up.
Well, dang. Actually, I was gonna ask you to elaborate on this next. If you know the verse, you go ahead and pull it up.
Go ahead. It's gonna the
You got one?
connection in here sucks.
You got one strapped, ready? I was gonna put this in another podcast, but this will just be our little finishing topic for this week. You sent us a Snapchat a couple days ago and said that you don't think couches need pillows.
100%.
Just
What if you want to take a nap on a couch?
I get that. I don't appreciate the like. I
Now, to be
want
fair-
to sit down, so I got to remove 6 pillows from the couch.
to be fair-
excessive pillows.
To be fair, he sent this picture. Was it at Katie Beth's apartment?
Yes.
So I got to be completely honest. In this Snapchat, there was a preposterous amount of pillows stacked next to him on the couch.
Wait,
And I was
she's
like,
in the
I was like,
process. To be fair, she's in the process of moving.
yeah. So it's not a normal couch, but there's a ton of pillows, and he's like, I got to be honest. I don't think these belong on couches.
So what?
You were just like, I got to be honest. These don't belong on couches.
Yeah.
Like
I think,
know,
what do
unpopular
you think
opinion.
a respectable number is? Like, I think
for a normal, like I'm not talking a sectional, like a normal 3-cushion
3-person
straight
couch.
Yeah.
I'm thinking
2.
2. Yeah, one for each side.
Yeah, we don't. You right?
Yeah, I just
You see Bigfoot walk by?
tripping.
Maybe.
over here.
Yeah, like some of them get the little decorative. Like you'll have a little baby one with the family name in the middle of the couch,
Yeah.
and then you'll have a thin one behind a thicker one in the corner of the back cushion and
That's
armor.
trimming the color of the.
Yeah, we don't need all that.
Yeah.
We don't need all the bull crap. Get that out of here. I'd say like a good one, because sometimes you do want to lay down, and not every couch has a perfect armrest. Your couch in your living room are pretty good. You can just lay your head on that armrest and work.
You can nestle yourself and wedge in pretty solid.
Now, sectional, I would say 3, 4 max. I would say 3. If it's like
Pillows?
an L-shaped, I would say 3 pillows max. Like one for each in the
What would you ever do with those unless 3 people are laying down on the couch?
Well, I mean, like
That's a
sometimes
fair point.
when we got a lot of people over, we put them in the windowsills behind us in the sunroom out here. But sometimes, like in the little green chair in there, I'll sit in that and I like kind of tuck the pillow under my arm. It's kind of like half on my lap, half under my arm, and it just gives me kind of something to put my arms on. I'm with you though, like 10 pillows or all the extra decorative pillows, kind of like our bed. You guys will get into that soon when the ladies start decorating the bed. We don't need all that.
Another thing, modern couches, the backs are getting shorter and shorter, and I don't appreciate it as a tall person.
Like I love resting my head on the wall.
Yeah.
Or open air if it's if the couch is in the middle of the room.
I wanted to go like at least to like my
whiplash.
shoulder blade, the bottom of my shoulder blades. You know, anything less than that, and it's like
I mean, they look cool. Like if it were like a little lounge couch in the middle of like a reception area that you're gonna sit on
that's
for like
fine.
2 minutes.
Not like
that's
a
fine.
living room couch
No,
though. I don't
no.
want it to be like
Absolutely
No,
not.
you want to be kicked back and comfortable. Well, then, what do you think is an acceptable amount of pillows on a bed when you've made it? Like your decorative pillows on a bed.
4,
Yeah, like before I was married,
maybe
4.
one in the middle, maybe one in the middle
4.
as well.
Maybe I used to have
Decorative pillows only, not the sleeping pillows.
Well, like Caroline will sleep with like a ton of pillows. Like she's got one pillow to like kind of not like a body pillow, but one that she'll kind of hold, and then she'll have like 2 or 3 behind her head. I'm a one pillow person. Like I put my head down on one pillow. It's really comforting. I roll with that. Then when I was living by myself, I had obviously 2 pillows. I would put those up, and then you got the decorative pillow that goes in front of it. So I would be a 4 pillow person. When I was younger, I had a little Ramsey pillow pet that I put in the middle. Shout out to the Tar Heels. I would put that in the middle. But yeah, I'm not really a decorative.
I just don't like the fact that it's purely there for show and there's no utility for it at all. Like
Yeah.
I mean, I think there's utility in a very rare sense.
for a decorative pillow.
I mean,
It's meant to not be
you
used.
could technically use it if you wanted to.
And it's like when we have friends over for game night, are we taking all 10 of our friends into the bedroom and be like, hey, check out how nice the bed looks?
Right.
Just my thoughts. Caroline, by the way, you do a great job decorating the house and picking stuff out like that. I just think we could do a couple less pillows.
It sounds like you just thought about she might listen to that part of the podcast. Is what it sounded like.
Yeah.
So
That's exactly what happened.
What do you think about wrapping paper then for Amazon packages that come pre-wrapped in a box that you don't know what's inside of them? Do you think wrapping paper is a waste? Because I do. If you don't know what's in the box already because it's wrapped in an Amazon Prime box.
well, it's just shiny and it gets you
It makes
excited, you know
Christmas
what I mean?
pictures a lot better looking than having a brown box.
It's just shiny, it attracts your attention,
Yeah.
and gets you more excited.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it.
And then you can color code them too. Like some people do all one wrapping paper for dad, another wrapping paper for mom. I'm kind of, that's a take.
I don't know. I don't really see the.
It's a hot take.
I mean, I'm with you. It's an absolute waste of money
mean,
because you
because
wrap it and you just threw
Tear
it
it
away.
up and throw it away?
Yeah, you just threw it away.
You know what's more fun than opening a box? Tearing off wrapping paper.
Oh, if you got a nice knife, opening the box is kind of fun.
Yeah,
but
you got your solid cleaver or a blade, man.
a nice brand new Kershaw that's super sharp.
Did you get that shirt on the bachelor trip? You just noticed it was the cradle.
I don't recall actually. I
It's
think
still
I
my
did.
favorite hat.
I think I
Pender's
did.
hat.
Yeah, the nice little sweat rings on the.
Oh, you had to wash that thing. It's bad.
Yeah, I think I did buy this on the bachelor trip.
Sweating off the brim of the hat before we left.
Because
Yeah.
you hit like 300 balls in the matter of like.
We would
30
absolutely
minutes.
love to work with Pinehurst if Pinehurst wants to.
Great. It was really only the cradle because there's no shade. Like you're just out there
Yeah, yeah.
and it's hot and sunny, no clouds.
October is a pretty good time to go. I mean, it's if you're hitting 1,000 drivers before we go play, yeah, you're gonna start sweating. But like, it wasn't the
John
hottest.
Tyler.
It wasn't the hottest I've ever been.
I don't know. Jason got me dialed in on the driving range with the driver. Go out, and then none of that showed up when I go like the holes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, good stuff. What a time. Let's go back to Pinehurst soon. Plan a trip.
time.
Anybody listening to this? You want to
podcast.
go? You want to go play some G with us? Let us know.
Mobile podcast in Pinehurst.
Little podcast. Sit right there by the pine cone. It's not the pine cone anymore. It's something crossing. The little hut. Remember?
Yeah, it's a building.
They were starting to build it. It's a little halfway house hut looking thing.
I'm sure it wouldn't be too hard to get the audio working right on a
Cradle
golf cart.
Cradle Crossing. I think
On a
is what
golf
it's called.
cart?
Yeah.
That'd be
You just
sick.
hear,
Yeah. All right, guys. So yeah, here.
Devin Munn on the tee.
I think Devin got us going almost 30 miles per hour in a golf cart one time.
Wait.
Going down that hill.
Yeah.
You remember what I'm talking about? I was like, wait a second. I didn't say anything, but afterwards I was like, that felt fast.
I'm like, don't worry about it, baby. We've been around a few courses. I've done this a time or two. I could just see though somebody making a real good point on the podcast, and you just hear meh, meh, meh in the background. The cart's rolling away. Maybe not the best, but yeah, we could sit by Cradle Crossing and do a little podcast. That'd be sick. Sick. Yeah, we're probably past the time limit that the significant others want us to stay under.
Minutes.
Ooh,
I have a verse that I think about a lot. It's Deuteronomy 31:6-8. It's be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or terrified because of them, for the Lord your God goes with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. I feel like that's something I think about a lot, and I feel like whenever something stressful is happening, I feel like I can rely on faith to sometimes too far of an extent, like fiance will be like, I'll be like, no, it's all right. It'll work out. It'll be okay. Like, I know, like, he has a plan for us.
Right.
Whatever happens, it's his plan. And she's like, but no, we're supposed to be stressed out, and I feel like,
and that's our normal reaction. I mean, that's
yeah, yeah. But I feel like as a whole, we'd make much more sound and like clear decisions if we just relied on him and trusted in the plan that he has for us.
Yeah.
We wouldn't be making like fervent decisions and like in the heat of emotions. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like
Just take a quick breather.
right.
Maybe pray, read a quick scripture, something like that before making a decision. Absolutely. I didn't mention this during intros, but I've been intermittent fasting this week. I don't remember if I told you
How's
that. Trash. I was
for health reasons or for like mental, trying to like, or just trying it out.
Yeah. I mean,
Not mental reasons. I mean, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So like, I'm right about the weight that I want to be, but I want to be a little more cut. And I was like, I've heard a lot of people like this.
I think
not
Kevin,
like it, but
I think Kevin's like, that's just what he does now.
Yeah.
Kevin Seeger.
yeah. And I'm gonna tie this back into scripture here in a second, but yeah, no, it's been horrible. I mean, I'm eating from 12 to 8.
Mm-hmm.
And so that 8 p.m. to noon the next day is trash, especially because like 2 days this week I went to the gym at 5:30 in the morning. So now I'm super starving. I get to work at 8 and I'm like, man, this is going to be a long 4 hours.
I got something. I don't know. I got time.
Anyway, so I've been starving, which I mean is kind of the purpose. But Caroline brought up a good point the other day and was like, some people kind of do like a scripture fasting or when they fast for several days at a time, which is insanity. She was like, yeah, you could just like read scripture when you start getting really hungry. Like if I'm starting to just complain and think about how starving I am, I could open do a quick devotional, something like that. So I did that this morning, that little devotional book that I mentioned I have at work. So that's something great to do. Kind of like you were mentioning in the middle of making a decision, just press pause.
That's right.
Go to scripture.
Right. Before I forget, Ramadan was not that long ago. And not to be insensitive, but they're not supposed to eat or drink during the daylight while the sun is out, as far as I understand it. And that goes up to the point where like you're not supposed to wash down medicine with liquid at all. And like there's people in the NBA that follow it. There's people in the NBA that like participate in it, and they're playing. You just see them like they get like a double cheeseburger on the on the bench because like they haven't eaten anything all day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, like, how do you? I feel like it'd be difficult to like go to the gym. You'd have to be very careful. Like your cardio can't happen that day.
Would have to go at night so that I could.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Drink stuff.
I didn't even think about that. That's the move.
Yeah.
Because I was like, you can maybe do powerlifting, maybe like.
But that's tough because then
reps.
you're cutting into your sleep time and night.
That's true.
That's tough.
The night would be the move. I didn't even think about that. I did that for years. I don't know why I didn't think about that.
So anyway, I started Monday. We're recording on Thursday this week. Do you think we'll get uploaded tomorrow?
We can try.
I think the plan is to record Wednesdays, Fridays. That is TBD at the moment. But so we may have a podcast episode for you here on Friday. We'll see.
I'm technically on call this whole weekend for
Yeah.
work, like outside of work hours. So, but
Yeah, so we'll see. We'll get it up as soon as we can. We may have a guest next week if we record early. Me and our potential guest will be out of town at the beach, so we'll probably record a little early and still release on Friday. But we'll
potentially your brother-in-law.
see. Potentially.
The one that got left out last episode.
Yes. Shout out to you, Cameron. Text us back. Come on the podcast next week.
That's right.
Next week. Only a couple days. Yeah. Anyway, this is my 4th day. I started Monday, 4th day of intermittent fasting. So what are the odds that I'm still doing it next podcast? The weekend's gonna be tough, dude.
Considering it's potentially going to be Tuesday.
I've made it 4 days pretty strong.
Because at work you can just not bring food and you like you know.
Yeah, I mean I pack my lunch, but yeah, I mean,
Because your snack section over at the sunroom is pretty extensive.
and this is like my prime snacking time. That honestly, that's probably just it.
I'm
Like,
bad about eating right before I go to bed. And
Yeah,
that's like
I think
the
that's-
worst possible time
Yeah.
for you to eat.
Yeah,
because
I
you
agree.
don't. Yeah,
I agree. We'll be playing video games late at night. I'm like, let me eat some ramen noodles or a bunch of Cheez-Its,
yeah.
white cheddar Cheez-Its or something like that. So that
What
is
is it?
maybe a problem.
Let's guess that snack.
All processed food too.
Yeah.
it's the only thing
So-
you crave.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see. The weekend's gonna be tough. My initial goal was 1 week. I think I'm gonna try and go 2 weeks. See what happens. I'm really only trying to lose cut 5 pounds, 10
I
pounds.
think you honestly could do that just by eliminating soda at
Snack
a
time.
meal or snack time.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
go water at one meal.
That's right.
So we'll see. I think I'll be able to do a week. We'll see if I stick to it second week. But I know we're running a little short on time here.
We wanted to focus on making it shorter, and it's now longer than last week.
No, it is not.
17 minutes over.
Hour and 6.
Okay, let's cut it. Let's cut it. All right.
There's a song like that, I think, right?
Huh?
Cut it. There's a song like that. Just
Wrong
kidding, that's
song
it.
for that joke. That's 2 phones that you're thinking of.
I was just doing a callback.
My bad.
It was an inside joke.
No, it was good.
Yeah.
It was good.
There's a song about that.
Drop a little "If You Know, You Know." Our bonfire pals.
That's right. That's right.
We'll get that reference anyway. I think that's about all we got. Anybody got anything else? That's it.
I
So
think so.
GG.
Episode 2
Yeah,
in the
So, dude,
books.
it's a wrap.
That is episode 2 in the books.
Sharks and Bigfoot episode name.
Sharks and Bigfoot. We're gonna have Jason come up with this week's caption, I think. Or
Oh,
yeah. So thank you for listening. If you stuck around this long, we really appreciate it. We're gonna try our best to make these interesting to anyone and everyone.
like and subscribe.
Yeah, the old classic: like and subscribe, follow, whatever you do on podcasts.
Send us DMs.
Yeah, we do have the video version going. So if you want to watch us on YouTube, don't know why you'd want to do that, but we got it going.
Post
So-
a comment. I feel like that'd be fun.
Yeah, let's see some
Respond.
comments. If you got any ideas, any other conversations you've heard us talk about, please let us
Post
know.
any hot takes.
Remind
Any
us.
hot takes.
Yeah.
We could-
Let us know your arguments. I'd be glad to hash those out and solve them for you.
Because
That's
I would
right.
like to have my own hot take based off of your hot take.
Watch Jason just take the wrong side on everyone that's submitted. That'd be great. Anyway, yes.
I gotta say one more thing.
Okay.
There's
Caroline, don't
like-
yell at me. This is not me.
There's like these subreddits where like, am I in the wrong? You know what I mean? And it's like a super hot takes.
Yeah.
And it's like I feel like that'd be fun to like fun to you know.
That would be
get
amazing. Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So hopefully these new mics have been a blessing to your ears. I hope it's been a much more experience. We didn't mention this, Matt Tucker. We had a great time swimming with you and throwing your kids around, launching them in the pool. Thanks for the dinner. Hopefully these mics are up to your standards. We tried our best. I think that's it.
Y'all have a good one.
Peace out.
Peace out.